Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, look at this filter. It's wonderful. All right, guys, I'm pulling up some tarot cards. These are free. I've already been on. I did my daily energy. I'm just waiting for that to download, and that'll be up underneath my YouTube channel. One of the beautiful offers that I'm doing right now is if you join my membership group, you get a free December reading that gets sent over to your email. So this would be a great time to take advantage of that little special. I'm going to do that till I feel like not doing that anymore. So just a little perk. If you want to sign up for that, you can go to my link tree. All right, guys, let's see what cards are coming up. Oh, I haven't been on here a lot. I wasn't feeling well, so all right. I don't see anybody on here. Doesn't matter. We're gonna pull you up some cards. Alrighty. Still learning about the algorithm here. So we've got Page of Swords, Gossip. So maybe this will be a reading for me. So first card that comes through is whenever we see a page, this is a very youthful energy. So this is someone who is young, someone who is very faithful, but someone who's really struggling a little bit with their youth. They're like figuring out and navigating where they want to go. These readings are free, so if you have a question, or you can just say yes and I'll pull up a card for you, or we'll just, we can also tune into some energy for you guys. So exam held on 19th of December. Please tell something related to it. Will I get a positive result? So one of the things that comes through here, this is kind of like a study card here, Rupinder. And so I'm getting a lot of impatience coming through with you and a lot of tapping on my head. And so when I get tapping on my head, this talks about someone who needs some like healing. I often will send Reiki healing to a future situation so that I can calm my nervous system down and trust and have a little bit more faith. Hello, welcome in. So the answer to this is you're asking if there's going to be like positive energy, but the only thing that's really holding you back is kind of you because of this impatience. And so yeah, if you underneath my shop, I have distant Reiki healing that I send over to you. If you wanted to purchase that through horsemanreadings.com, just I feel so nervous. Yeah, feel free to write down like what your situation is, and I could send future distant healing to that. And then when I go to send it over, I'll like share things that I would suggest to help you more with that energy. That's what I would recommend doing. I'm also teaching a Reiki level 1 class for anyone that's interested the 13th and 14th of December over Zoom. And also through my VIP membership, you can also learn Reiki healing at your own time. And then if you want to get certified, you just do the test. That's also through horsemanreadings.com. Okay, if you could join any of my memberships right now, you get a free December reading sent over to your email, which is fabulous. So Angie, let's focus on you guys. So if you're a subscriber, you always get a free reading and healing with me. Sometimes readings are free, sometimes they're not. I am slowly getting into more paid readings, but I'll also feel called to doing free one, so we're just gonna go with the flow with that. But always my subscribers get priority, and they also they get more, so it's just better. Okay, I'm disturbed as this time it's okay that I had booked my exam in December. Yeah, so like I'm sharing for you, your energy is the problem. Okay, and so the reason why this is coming up is because that's what I was saying, like learning tools to help yourself with energy to have more faith and trust so you can be more patient and be more present is more important than this, because if you're like this with certain things, you're going to be like this with other things, if that makes sense. So the word disturbed is like very heavy and harsh. You have to believe that things are going to be okay because you're the one that has to perform, if that makes sense. So if I'm coming on here with fear, coming in here doing my free readings, that would suck, right? It'd be horrible. I would not do that because like I need to check in with me and I need to take care of that, if that makes sense. So make sure that your energy is where it needs to be. That's what I was suggesting, the future Reiki healing that I offer, learning how to do that yourself. And again, just patience in general can be really helpful. Okay, that's why I'm suggesting that. Yeah, I fear that it is the correct word. Yeah, and again, that's stuff that I help people with. All right. It's really, really important. A lot of times people don't realize that our mindset is extremely important towards literally anything that we do. It's all this. it's fascinating how when we think something, that's what will happen. So if you're a subscriber, feel free to come on in and get a reading. These readings are still free for people. My subscribers just get priority and they get a little bit more love is all. So I am not just a Reiki master, but I am a psychic medium, intuitive. I have a psychology background. I am a yoga instructor. I make healing products, which a lot of people are starting to purchase here around the holidays. So if you're interested in any of my healing products, I'd love to help you out. Thank you, Tink. So I believe you just sent me your address, which is fabulous. Thank you so much for that. What's interesting, Tink, what was coming through with your energy as I was working with, okay, perfect, thanks. As I was making your products, tuning into your energy, because when I make a product, I go into your Akashic records, I go into the records of the energy of the product, I offer Reiki healing to the product, which is amazing. So you're going to find these extremely helpful and beneficial. I ended up doing some 3 sprays for you, and rose quartz. And so even if you already own rose quartz, we're going to charge this crystal so it can help you with the specific things that you need help with. And I was getting a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of emotions and things like that, just so you know. And so thank you very much for sharing this. And one of the things that ended up happening while I was making the product, it all ended up being like all good. I feel like you're really intuitive, but it was like it would start to kind of like spill over onto like the beautiful sticker that I had made, and it was just like, fuck. So I could feel like relationship stuff is absolutely coming up for you, and just when you're trying to go and do good things, like maybe you feel like bad things are happening, and as we were just sharing as an energy, where we are is so important. Our mindset, our emotions, and things like that. I think I just quit my job, leaving me with a huge weight lifted. Okay, well, that's positive. That is very positive. And we were sharing in the video earlier, which will be underneath YouTube soon once that gets downloaded, quite a lot of themes similar to what you're talking about, plus our daily energy, so you might find that helpful. Been there for 15 years. Yeah, so time for a big change. And that's why, obviously, I was feeling that, like, that frustration and all of these things. And I think that you are very good at your job. That's what I was saying. Like, when I'm tuning into your energy, I'm like, yes, it's going to be a beautiful, positive energy. Timing has to be right. Everything ends up working out. You're good at what you do. However, it's not fun when you're getting frustrated, when you're doing things that are meant to be happy, productive, and healing, right? So something definitely to clear, cut, cancel, and delete. Theta healing downloads would be beautiful for you. The other thing I shared is anybody that hops into my membership group right now gets a free December reading, so it doesn't matter what level you're joining us at. If you want to know more information about that, I have the Pro and the VIP pinned to my profile, and my beginner level information is further down if you scroll. But yeah, you get pretty much a free reading sent over to your email for the month of December, which is perfect, and you can cancel it anytime. And being around people that are not good people. Yeah, so you've got the 8 of Swords here. So guys, if you're a subscriber, you always get a free reading and healing. You get priority, you get more love. However, we're still doing free readings here, so don't stress. You will get messages from these as well. If I can help you out in any shape or way possible, I will. I do lots of different healing tools and techniques. You will see that over time if you're following here, okay? Hello, Maria. Welcome in. So you have the 8 of Swords here, Tink. So restriction says that this is just mental. This is how we're looking at things. Whenever we see this card, it's obstacle after obstacle. Like you said, you're making a change, but it's a feeling of being trapped when you're not, and all you have to do is just, maneuver, right? Problem solve, as I was sharing, as I was making your stuff. And it's like, you know what? Who gives a shit if there's water on the label? It's the power of what's inside of it, right? So that attitude is going to help you. Who gives a shit about, what's going on externally? Look at what's going on internally, okay? So I hope you found that helpful, okay? Good. How did Michael feel after hanging out with me the other night? Michael. Well, we've got the Devil card here, Maria. Okay? And so when we see, Angel of Freedom, whenever we see this card, it's about control. Okay? These chains, somebody feeling like restricted and trapped and things like this. So I actually look at this more as you wanting to allow somebody to come into your life that can free you of life's burdens and struggles. So the key thing that I would look at here with Michael's energy is, does he take your weight away? We're seeing that with Tink, right? Like, I'm feeling like this weight lifted because I know intuitively I need to make a change after 15 years. That's absolutely amazing. This is a big energy that we're in as we transition into our new moon, and we're still letting go of all this crap from the full moon. So you're feeling the shifts. It's going to happen. So again, question yourself here. Does he not just uplift you, but does he take away those struggles and burdens that you carry? You know, this could be financially, this could be emotionally, this could be creatively. Does he bring in great ideas, Maria? And that's really how I would be looking at this current situation. I wouldn't be looking at, I don't give a shit anymore. I love that. I love that for you. Sometimes when we care less, things magnetize to us more. Like money, when we stop obsessing, when we stop worrying, all of a sudden money starts trickling in, right? And it's being able to breathe, it's being able to relax. So yeah, for some reason that's coming up, Maria, there for you as well. We've got to let go of this heaviness that we're feeling, because if we really want to attract that ideal person for us, they're going to be there for us no matter what. Okay, and so I know sometimes it's like, what does this person think? What does this person feel? And truthfully, it's, you know how you feel when you're with that person. If you feel like they're doing what you need them to do, which is make you feel lighter and take away your stressors. Because I know for myself, I don't need a man to take away all of my worries and stress, but I know when my husband, who's about to come home from work, when he gets home, I feel the weight of the world drop off of me. I don't feel like, oh shit, he's home. I really do feel that way right now anyway. And that's always a feeling that I get with him. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because it's a good indication, you know, when you're just like, oh, thank God you're here. Even if there's no problems, it's just like there's this instant release that you feel. And I think that's the knowing in our hearts that this person keeps us safe. This person keeps our heart safe. We know everything is all good. And hopefully we can feel that way by ourselves. But as we're learning and navigating, it is nice to feel like we have other people on our side, on our team, that we know that if we can't do something, that they're going to be there for us, right? So there's this reliability factor and this control factor that's coming up for you, Maria. So I don't know if control is a thing for you, if you've dated people with control issues in the past, if you have the tendency to control, but you need this like burden uplifted for you. And so again, if you join my membership group, right now, I'm not sure when I'm going to stop doing this, but you get a free December reading sent over to your email. You could definitely benefit from that. And I have some other things in there that can be really helpful if you want more of a private opportunity, okay? It's only $10 for 3 questions sent over to your email. I just did one, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that she chose these questions. I'm so glad that I was able to answer these questions for her like this, because I know if I were getting that reading, that would make me feel really positive. Sometimes I'll get questions like, about if somebody has like cancer, you know, if their business is going to fail and stuff like that. So anyway, we all have stuff going on. So I hope you found that helpful. If there are any other subscribers, feel free to hop on in here. Will I marry my current partner, Kip? You've got the, almost like I feel like a jealousy card here for some reason. You know, I don't know if you're a worry wart, if the other person is a worry wart. The fact that you have the Justice card says things need to balance a bit more, because I feel like right now there's either jealousy or worry, and those two energies I don't like. Whenever we see jealousy, again, that always means that there's control there somehow, and just something to pay attention to observe where that energy is coming from. And yeah, if there's like fear under there, that's something to definitely work through as well. Again, I send people Theta healing downloads over to their email as well. Right now is a little special I'm doing, which is releasing and clearing the negative energy that we're feeling, along with I have a Reiki option too as well, okay? If you want to learn Reiki, the 13th and the 14th of December, I'm teaching a level 1 class. I actually currently don't have anybody signed up for that. That's something I used to teach a lot, stopped teaching, but I decided to open it up because I felt like there was someone that needed it. All right, I haven't really been advertising it much. I'm just throwing it out there if somebody wants to hop in to that class, okay? Is my abandonment issues? Definitely. Okay, I'm glad this resonates. Again, I help people with those things when we're doing free readings. Obviously, you're going to get like just a quick little information session. I do hour sessions as well. I do readings and healings in those. And if you come in as a subscriber, we'll also go into your Akashic records, and any questions you have, we can answer those here in the now as well. Okay? Alrighty, anybody else looking for a message? Anything I need to be mindful of? Thanks, Katrina. You're welcome. So, Knight of Cups for you right away. I'm getting like a lot of pulsating in my head, and I'm feeling this big shift. And so to me, that represents someone who's a little bit overwhelmed, somebody who's like really struggling with like their ins and outs on the day to day. Just like, I feel like I should do this, but maybe I shouldn't do this. Like, I'll just use myself as an example of like, I really, really love red wine. It's a fave. I love my cheese, I love my wine. And then, there's that part of us that's like, oh no, like we'll shame ourselves, right? Be like, well, you're this spiritual person and, you should be healthy. And it's like, yes, but you know what? Pleasure is so, so important. Like, sex is another really important thing. So do not deprive yourself of anything right now that you're desiring. I think we're going through a cycle right now where we're adapting to healthy patterns, sure, but health and wealth is coming up. Like, when we're in a high vibration, we will attract the things that we need in our life. So yes, your vibration needs to be on track. And I think that's more what Spirit wants us to know right now is that, what makes you feel good? What makes you tick? What makes you excited? What gives you that high, And so if you're on that level, I think that that's when good things are going to come. Yes, please. Could I also have a healing? Yes, no problem. Me, Courtney. Okay, so me getting a little worried in the back of my head, I think that there's something you want to move forward with, but for some reason there's some hesitancy. I just want to move my chair here and shut my door. I think what's coming up is like, it feels like time is of the essence right now. You've got the Knight of Cups, spirituality. I'm seeing you walking on a new path, but it's like, I feel like you're wanting a lot of things right now. And so my suggestion for you would be to use more visualization as a tool to help you, like ask Spirit, can you send me a sign as to what path I'm supposed to take right now? Can you send me a bird, specifically a dove or something like that, and then wait and see how that dove appears? Because I'm getting like you really need those signs. If you're in my membership group VIP, or if you come in, again, you get a free December reading by hopping in. I have a signs and symbols program that I taught that can be really helpful to help you understand numbers and different ways to notice how Spirit's coming in. Excuse me. I haven't been talking this much lately, so. Also, trusting is coming up for you, Courtney, so it's like you have to trust your own instincts on. I'm getting like there's animal symbolism as well that you're being shown, so I don't know if like there are certain birds that. Do you connect to birds? Are there birds that kind of like come to your window, or do you notice birds? Do you like birds? Because I feel like their Spirit shows you signs through birds. Blue jays are also coming through for you, okay? Let me know, Courtney. But those signs are super important. Ask for them. Relationships are coming up for you there as well. So, you need that guidance right now. Again, you're seeing lots and lots of birds and numbers. Okay, perfect. So if you ever want to do a, outside of that VIP membership, a 3-question reading might be great for you if you're looking for specific details on something right now. But otherwise, those birds are going to be there to kind of support and guide you, and use those visualization tools as much as you can. Okay, feeling a lot of energy in your root chakra as well. That talks about money, security, things like that. So I'm not sure if that's something that is burdening you right now, but again, you've got the trapped card. Me, it's like when our mindset is like, oh no, I can't, or not right now. And that's actually part of the decision making that's going on right now. Is it's like, okay, no, you need to know this is it and this is happening, that sort of thing. Little thoughts in the back of the head that are kind of like going on a little too much, it feels like. What does a subscription get you? So if you're subscribed, you get a reading or healing every time. I do things a little bit differently. Sometimes I'm doing like theta healing, but you'll still always get readings in my healings, and you still get healings in my readings. But every time you come in while I'm on live, you get priority and you get a message. And so again, sometimes it's more than other times. But I'm also doing free readings for people here as well if you're not subscribed, so try not to stress about that if you don't want to be a subscriber. It's no big deal, okay? So Sabrina, thank you so much for being here. I hope you found that helpful. So Sabrina, you have Knight of Cups as well. I feel like you're really sensitive to other people's energies, big time. I think you can do readings as well. I have a psychic 6-week psychic development program in my membership group as well. That one's also under VIP. The Akashic Records training is also underneath my pro level. That can also be helpful for you to trust yourself a bit more, but I think you're always picking up on other people's stuff, but you don't maybe know that, and that's something that you should definitely go and get more support learning how to do. Again, I offer that, but it's like, just keep learning, keep dabbling, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Sometimes coming in here and being in that energy is super, super helpful, okay? I'm here to help you guys, not here to tell you, you know, like, so-and-so thinks you're ugly or anything like that, okay? I'm here to help. So how do you do healing? So it depends on the different healings that I'm offering. So like when I go into your Akashic Records, I ask to go into your energy, which is your past, present, and future. And then in that space, I'll be guided towards, well, it's up to you. You can decide what you want healing on, or based on your energy, I get to decide what I think you need healing on. And the more trainings I get and the more tools I get, then the more I can pull from. So Theta healing is a tool that I use frequently. I have a blog on it through horsemanreadings.com. You'll see that in my profile through my link tree. And it's essentially, I ask Spirit, Universe, to release, like, first of all, I can do a scan on you energy-wise, and then again, I'll feel, see, hear what's going on. So right now, I can tune in, Meek, and I'm hearing institution or institutionalized, okay? And so I have to come up with, okay, well, does that mean anything to you, first of all? Institution or institutionalized, does that mean anything to you, Meek? Just using you as an example. Okay, could I have a healing? I haven't had one. So where we already did your reading, we do, like, obviously next time I come on, if I'm doing, if I choose to do healings, like I just kind of choose before I come on what I'm going to do today. I just wanted to do some like free readings. But if you want like a taste of that, you can book in through horsemanreadings.com, and I send those over to your email. They're all through Theta Healings, all through my membership, no matter what level. Yeah, it doesn't actually. So I don't expect when I hear a sign or a symbol that to mean anything to you, because you're not the person doing the reading. So Spirit's going to send me a sign that I have a connection to, so institution or institutionalized, okay? And so to me, that means someone who might feel like they're put into, like if you think about somebody who goes to jail, okay? That's someone who feels like they're put there because they did something wrong or they did something bad, right? And now they're being disciplined or there's consequence. Just using that as an example. And so I'll hear this word and then I need to dissect that in order to be able to do the reading, right? But again, there's healing in it in the sense of like, if I'm like, okay, so I'm hearing this, do you feel like you've had like bad things happen to you as a result of like karmic things, or are you working on karmic cycles or karmic lessons right now, right? So now I'm getting karmic energy from the word institutionalized or institution, okay? That's how I'm navigating that energy. And so I feel like I don't even question that. I'm not even in your Akashic records, and I know that, okay? So when I go to do theta healing, okay, I'll do it on you just because it is helpful for other people, okay? So first of all, do you connect with working on karmic energy right now, or karmic cycles or karmic lessons? And if it's not you, there'll be someone in here who I'm hearing that message for. So I do like a gazillion different styles of healing, right? Past life, current life, and a lot of that I've learned in my Akashic Records training, but then I've taken a lot of theta healing tools as well. Okay, so this is where I can go in two different directions. I can take the karmic energy, right? And this is usually why in sessions we have conversations, or when we're in a private energy, I actually step into your energy. So let's do that right now. Let's go into your Akashic records, okay? So I say things inside of my head. Okay. So now I've entered your energy with permission, okay? And right away I got, as I tune into your energy, I'm like, it was hard for me to concentrate. I had a hard time focusing. I had thoughts going on in the back of my head. Also, when I went to go make the statement, I now let go of my ego and all judgment in this space. The word judgment was like coming in really strongly for me. And I know this because I'm choosing to tune into your energy. So whatever happens to me is kind of, I feel like, part of your energy. ADHD too. Okay, so perfect. So now we know you're working on karmic cycles, karmic lessons. It's hard for you to focus, and there's judgment there, right? So I feel like if you go sometimes to do something, like we were just talking about that as a theme, because I know that all these messages are for everybody. So I try to relate it to the general energy. So spirit will kind of like keep sending us messages this way, but we were talking about like having a glass of wine or whatever it is, and then like the judgment that we can put on ourselves, right? So I don't know, did you relate to that conversation that we were having here, Meek, if you were listening? Because that to me feels like that was also for you, where you're like, oh, I feel like if I do this and it's not like in alignment with like what's spiritual, I'll be punished, or I'll be judged, or you'll go and punish or judge yourself. And so people with ADHD typically need to listen to their intuition, which goes back into the reading that we already did for you, which is to be able to tune in more yourself, to be able to see more what the answers are, so that you don't have to feel like you need to judge yourself. You just have this inner knowing. And so in my membership group where I teach Akashic Records, this is more what I teach, is how to not just read the signs and symbols, but how to step into the energy and be able to see. Yes, trying to make the right choices, right? But if everything for you is like you listening to your intuition, you actually seeing the outcome or seeing the energy, then you'll never question yourself anymore, and you won't be as hard on yourself. So to me, that's your karmic lesson that you're going through right now, is just to like not shame yourself. So when I go to do theta healing, I'll come up with the emotion that's going on, that limiting belief that like, if I shame myself, I will get further ahead because I'm disciplining myself, which is a good thing, because that will tell me like, no, stop doing that. But that's not really encouraging. That's not really motivating, and it's actually lowering our vibration. Make sense? So, Meek, do you relate to this? Do you sometimes like feel like you need to like discipline yourself in order to get ahead, or shame, or judge? Does anybody else relate to this while we're doing a group healing? I feel like these are really, really, really important things to clear and release and pull, which is, as a practitioner, as I do that for you. So all you have to do is agree to it. Does that make sense? Because this is where I get to pull and clear and release the energy where I actually do the healing. But we have to know that we're on the same page, and you have to agree to that. So we're just in Meek's energy here because she wanted to know what kind of like how I do some healing, and I was just attempting to like explain how I hear information, then how I have to dissect that information, and then I have to navigate through by using my tools and still connect it to general information for everybody, and we'll kind of refer back to other people's readings for sure. Okay, so this is where if we were going like deeper into an actual healing, I would actually I would use a tool called like Dig Deeper, and we would use some techniques around like why she feels this way and where it stemmed from and things like that. So this is where we could go to current life regression and find out, okay, well, what, like, so we could do this with you. When was the first time in your life you noticed yourself catching yourself that you started to judge yourself when you did something? Because I find often as a teenager we start to like there's more pressure on us. So can you recall a time in your life where you started to judge yourself? And anybody that wants to step in on these Theta healing downloads, you can. Primary school. Okay, and so what was it? What was going on in your life at the time when you started to catch yourself doing this? Was it like, because now what I'm getting is someone who's just bullied, okay, and someone who's like then hard on themselves, right? And I think many women in particular, more than men, are super hard on themselves because they feel this external pressure of we need to be thin, we need to look good. Like I threw a filter on here today because I had been sick, and I'm just like, don't care. I am not wearing a bra, and my shirt says fuck Google, ask me, which I bought for my husband in Greece. So using that as an example of, we do get to the point, I think, where we build up this strength and confidence that's real, not fake, not the fake confidence that we're masking when we're feeling insecure. So this is a perfect example of someone who's been bullied, right? And shamed. I'm going to use the word shame, but again, the word shame has to resonate with you because these aren't my words, these are your words. So me, what did you feel when you were being bullied? Were they shaming you? Was it judgment? Was it like, what were they? Was it just like negative talk towards you? Like you're ugly? Because there's probably no coincidence. I was saying earlier, so this will be underneath YouTube after this as well, so anybody that wants the Theta healing downloads can take advantage of it, because I have a lot of people that relate to this that can really benefit from it. So by agreeing that they want to release that and then shift the energy over to something positive, that's what will start happening for them. Excuse me. So you don't have to believe in Theta healing in order for it to work. Yeah, shaming and judging, making fun of mostly. Yeah, so that teasing, I find family members can do this to each other, and we see this as, I see my nephew pushing my niece and like giving her a hard time because he's the brother, right? And sometimes we think, oh, well, they're siblings, right? But it's not okay. And I'm just using this as an example because bullying we can see it in relationships and with domestic like relationships where they're like, oh, you look better. We'll just say like, you look better with makeup on. I had an ex-boyfriend that told me that. So let me know, guys, does anybody else relate to this? Have you ever been bullied? Has anybody ever like picked on you, made you feel judged? Has anybody kind of tried to take your self-esteem, break you down? Doesn't matter if it was from childhood. That could be happening in your workplace right now. There could be competition in your workplace where they're like, no, I'm better than that person. Or it could be at school where you weren't with the cool kids, so you were considered a nerd, whatever it is. Okay, so basically we navigated here some words that belong to Meek, Courtney, but we know everybody can benefit from this. So again, there's no coincidence that when it comes to these healings, that we've chosen something that started off with that institutionalized, and what we really found out is that when you were younger, you were, kind of tormented, and as a result of that, that really affected how you viewed the world, and as a result of that, it took a little piece of you away that when we do theta healing, we bring back together, right? So I do things around like the heart chakra. So if we want, we can call in some Reiki energy as well, some distant Reiki energy now. So this is kind of how I actually do sessions. So this is how I incorporate healing. When I feel like we're moving through some energy, even just talking about it, it can be kind of upsetting sometimes to bring up things from the past. So what we want to do now is offer forgiveness to the people that have hurt you. Because when we're hanging on to that negativity towards other people, first of all, it's like then we're kind of in a victim mindset, right? And this is just the story that we're telling right now, right? So all we're doing is we're just recognizing where the energy is coming from, then we're removing it, okay? So what is it that you're looking to attract, or what is it that you're looking to manifest, Courtney, right now? And anybody else that wants to share, is there anything you're looking to manifest, and we can add that into our theta healing downloads? For me, I'm finding I'm looking for more relaxation, like less stress, more relaxation in my life. So is there anything you're looking to attract? Because usually with theta healing, what we do is we, just like Reiki healing, which is what I'm doing right now, we're clearing out the old and bringing in the good. And that's what kind of creates that beautiful foundation for us moving forward. Security, stability, love, and money. Okay, so we were already seeing that coming through in your reading with the root chakra. So now when we add healing in, we can start to see how it all ties in. But don't worry, because what happens is when I do this clearing and healing, then spirit shows me, tells me, makes me feel the next layer of it. So you're just telling me this story, and then I'm going to tell you where the energy is coming from. So you can become aware of that, because when we become aware of what's unconscious and we become conscious of it, that's when we're like, holy shit, wow, okay, that's not a big deal. Or, wow, poor me. And that's where we start to do sometimes some inner child work as well. So again, now I'm throwing in all these different terms, but I sometimes will use techniques where we offer healing to the little you, and bring that joy back in. There's so many different ways, okay? So I'm seeing and feeling there's some inner child work that absolutely for homework I would already suggest. Learn about that. Work with me doing that. Come into my membership group as a beginner level. Get the theta healing clearings that I offer for the inner child portion of my Center Yourself program. Those are just replays from things I've taught in the past for $11.11. Plus you get a free December reading, which is ridiculous. So with your permission, is it okay if I ground you? And anybody else that wants that, just say yes. So all you have to do is say yes, and then I ask for that for you. Good. I'm hearing you're a vulture. You're a vulture. So right away, when I was, because a vulture is a bird, right away, perfect, guys. Thank you for saying yes and participating in this. It's really, really helpful. It can really help you in your circumstance of whatever you're coming in here with. Plus, you're receiving Reiki as long as you're open and wanting that, okay? So I set the intention that that's for anybody who's open, that is desiring that right now with permission, okay? So right now we're kind of working on external things that have happened to people. So hearing you're a vulture is interesting, because to me, what does a vulture mean to anybody else? What do you think of? I know what I think of right away, but I want to see if anybody else can kind of let me know, how do you describe a vulture? Because in my dream interpretation workshop plus the signs and symbols program that I taught in my membership groups, these are some of the things that we actually work on, which is great that people are getting a little taste of this. But we start to, pick up on sign, which is what happens in a dream. And then as we describe it and we explain it, we can kind of relate it to where we're at in our life, which is interesting. And that's actually how we solve problems. And doing this with other people can be helpful because we get other people's ideas and then we take it all and it actually becomes something together. Hunger, I love that. So that was a bit of a vision I was also seeing through clairvoyance, was like a vulture of like someone like I was getting panic mode, right? When we're not in rest and digest, because I also said that I wanted more of that. So that means the opposite of that is coming up. Like we were using the word ADHD, right? That like fire. But what we really want is water, right? And so it's okay to have fire, but we also need like fire and water together to balance that. So Courtney, any description there for you? Because you were the one that wanted to know how this works. And so again, now you can see why I was just doing quick little free readings, because this is a lot, but it's also good for you guys to understand. So yeah, so I was getting that like when we're in kind of like PTSD mode, right? And I call it PTSD mode, but it's like anybody has come back from a traumatic experience, meaning you're still alive, there's a little piece of you that's still a little rattled. And so we're not feeling as settled as we'd like to feel, right? So going back into the hunter, I like that. Going back into the institution or institutionalized, you think about, a bird being in a cage, but a bird wants to feel free, right? And so we're hunting for our prey. We're in that protection mode of like, hey, fuck you. You can't bully me anymore. I'm so confident, I'm so strong, you can't hurt me. But that can backfire at times too, because then we're often always ready to fight. And so we don't want to be in fight or flight, we want to be in rest and digest. And so that's kind of what I'm feeling like in order to be able to tap into these dreams and these goals and these things that we're desiring, we have to get into the state of being able to tap in and really being able to see how you guys are already starting to do that as you're receiving this healing, which is great. And you're feeling more comfortable to share. So safety is also coming through as well, right? And so we can look at it from another perspective. Maybe we're fearful of other people that are like very like this, right? So maybe you're the cool and calm one, and there's somebody else around you who's always like, and so that can kind of shift our energy too, and which is why we offer Reiki healing and why we do these Theta healing downloads, so we can clear out the other people that are in our energy, whether it's from your past or it's still people in your current life. Because if we go to the grocery store and somebody is really, really negative, that hurts other people, we can feel that and it gets all caught up in ours. Makes sense? So would you like, hi Georgie. So would you like to clear, cancel, and delete? Okay, this is the Theta healing download. Any stuck, frozen, trauma, energy that is weighing you down, that's no longer serving you. Any type of ADD, ADHD, any PTSD, any anxiety disorders that anybody has, any feelings of resistance to change. Would you like to know that it's safe? Nothing bad will happen to you to release this. I'm going to say in divine timing. Okay, so it doesn't have to be an instant download. Usually I will do that, but this is what feels right in divine timing. So this means you're ready, but you're ready when it's time, okay? Because these are pretty heavy energies. Would you like to know that it's safe? Nothing bad will happen to you to invite the things that you wrote down that you want to manifest, or the things that you said here that you want to manifest. Again, that or something better. So I'm including mine, but I'm also taking advantage of the fact that other people had some really great things in there as well, like stability and love and money and all of these beautiful things. Okay, so as we integrate that download with your permission by saying yes, we're going to get out of the Akashic records, okay? Good. And I'm going to step out of your records here. We're going to get out of the Reiki energy, so I always send love back to that person as I'm kind of now no longer in your energy. And one of the things that I was hearing after the download, because normally I just keep going with all the downloads and keep hearing and we keep sorting it out. So this was just kind of like a quick opportunity. Might not have felt quick, but it's actually usually a very quick, that was a quick version of doing a bunch of different little things. What we got there was the information about the inner child, right? We got information about forgiveness. So forgiveness is in my VIP membership. Inner child is in my beginner level. Again, you get a free December reading if you join right now. I'm not sure when I'm going to stop doing that. The other thing that was coming up is that there was confusion around clear, cancel, and delete. And so that's what I say when I do a Theta Healing download, meaning would you like to basically pull and release this from your energy, from your subconscious, so that essentially it's no longer there, meaning we're letting it go, we're removing it. And so again, we use the word trauma because if there's anything that's been kind of heart related that was really hard on you, that can create trauma for you, right? Especially as a child where we're just so sensitive and just learning. So I just wanted to explain that as well, because I was hearing that there was some confusion on me saying clear, cancel, and clear and cancel that. And it doesn't really make sense until you start to see the benefits of Theta healing. So as of right now, you're just like, oh, okay, cool. But as you start to see it shift, you're like, holy crap. And so that's why this is so powerful. And so that's why I like doing readings, but then instead of just saying, here's what you need to do, I help you with the energy of moving forward and help you understand why it's important to do that. And then I like to follow up with my clients as well, you know, to keep going with the new things, because there's always more work to do. Make sense? So you secretly ended up getting a lot there for free. So Knight of Cups, okay, so as a general information for everybody here, we've got a lot of problem solving. People are learning how to do that on their own, which is why I suggest the membership group for people. We've got people in a financial rut because of how they're looking at money. One of the things that came up in my reading earlier, which will be underneath YouTube soon, and I'm going to post this one as well, so both will be there. That's Horseman Readings. Yeah, my money blocks program is also in the VIP too, which is great, and manifesting abundance, which I quite like. So there's lots of little things that you can do to get your energy where it needs to be. But yeah, financially, in the video that I did earlier, I was talking about the importance of putting forward. And so, you know, if your mindset is like, oh, again, we were talking about like, you know, I'm bad with money, saying something like that, or like, oh, I can't spend, or whatever it is, that lack of trust or lack of faith is what this card's talking about. Yes, you need to pay attention to the details, but more than oopsies, more than anything, you need to pay attention to how you're feeling emotionally and spiritually about money, because money is energy. And so if you're feeling like I don't have, or you're in that lack mindset, again, that's something to dig into as well. And so I find this really helpful for a lot of people. When I started working with my coach on money blocks, it was like, whoa, I didn't realize this was related to my family, my DNA, my views on what it is to be rich, my views on how I take care of myself, my views on my relationships, everything, right? So are you a giver or are you a receiver? And where are you to balance that way? So the Devil card, we already saw this coming up earlier about wanting to feel free. We saw that wanting to get out of jail free. But the jail, the bird, the jailbird, and then like freedom is coming up big time for people. We've got to release these limiting beliefs that we're feeling and these restrictions that we're putting on ourselves, because a lot of times, so again, balance card, a lot of times we're doing it to ourselves and we don't even realize. It's very self-destructive. And so again, if you have unhealthy patterns, I can definitely help you with that. All right, so there are messages for today. Again, both of those readings are going to be up underneath my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. I have all kinds of little mini sales going on through horsemanreadings.com. You'll see like readings purchases, or it'll say shop, something like that. And so yeah, those get sent over to your email. We've got 2024 readings, and again, that little special on the membership, if you sign up, you'll get that December reading. which is also worth $30, something like that. So yeah, can't go wrong. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day or night wherever you are. And please make sure you're following, because I will be back on here and there. And as you guys know, as a subscriber, you'll always get a reading. So it might be a great time to hop in as a subscriber as well. That's all underneath my link tree. Take care. Bye for now.